So one of the things that is so important is continuous learning for our children. And so previously, our GSRP program, which is our pre-K program, had classes on Monday, Tuesday, and then they broke on Wednesday, and then they had classes on Thursday and Friday. That doesn't lend itself to the best academic policy. This is a little pitchy, I don't know. And so the idea here is, instead of doing a Monday, a Tuesday, a break on Wednesday, have school Thursday and Friday, we're now going to have our pre-K program Monday through Thursday. It's a really big win, and I know that might not seem super significant. It really is, because it's going to affect how families can do childcare, how families can take care of their kids, but more importantly, on an academic way, it's really important for how children are learning. 4 days in a row, and then on the Friday, the teachers can do all sorts of other work. This is a big deal, but in addition to this, it also means that we can change our professional development days. As you might know, almost every month, we have a Wednesday where there are no students at school. Now, that day, very powerful. Having professional development, having our teachers, our administrators, everybody working so that they can get better at being educators. Fantastic. But when you do that in the middle of the week, it again really breaks it up. Imagine you're going to high school Monday and Tuesday, then nothing on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. It really causes all sorts of consternation. In addition, it's just a scheduling problem as well. And we also know that Wednesday is one of the highest attendance days out of any day in the week. So why would we willingly not have a school on a Wednesday, which is one of our highest attendance? And as those of you might remember, one of our huge district goals is having a 90% attendance. So again, we're really thrilled, because the idea here is putting kids learning first, helping families, and then of course helping our staff, that they can be better educators for our children. But there's also one additional positive that's going to come out of this, and this is one I think a lot of our faculty are thrilled about, is that we have these PD days, DPPD, that's what we call them, district-wide professional development, and we have some of these days that we can do on a remote schedule. Let's use technology, right? So let's zoom in for professional development for some of these. Well, we're allowed to adjust that schedule so that the week of Thanksgiving, we're now going to be able to have our DPPD days on Monday and Tuesday. The district doesn't have school on Wednesday, and then of course Thanksgiving, Thursday and Friday. What a nice, wonderful benefit about really thinking about our calendar, putting kids first, but also this wonderful side note of saying, for many of our employees, they won't have to be physically in the district the entire week of Thanksgiving. Of course, we expect them to be doing their professional development during that Monday and Tuesday, but if they needed to travel to California to go see their wonderful grandma, this allows them to have a lot more flexibility when it comes to scheduling. All of this, putting kids first, putting our faculty first, putting our families first, all of these things, GSRP, pre-K, Monday through Thursday, changing our PD days to Friday so we have better attendance on Wednesdays, and of course doing this thing for Thanksgiving where we're going to allow many of our faculty to not be in the district. It's a real win for everybody. None of this could have been possible without the wonderful help of the Educators Union. LSEA has been a huge and wonderful support to all of us in this district, really since the moment I got here. Chuck Alberts, who you'll hear from, has been really thoughtful as a great union leader, always saying, what can we do for our employees, for our members, but also what we can do for children. And by able to negotiating the calendar, which is something we have to do with the union, we were able to come to what we think is a win-win-win. And so without further ado, I want to thank Chuck. I want to bring him up to the podium so that he can explain how he got to this, but just I want to thank him publicly, and really all of the teachers and the educators in the union for trusting us to have a relationship where we are thinking what's best for the school district, and that is really powerful. So thank you for that, and here's Chuck.
You bet. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Superintendent Schuldiner, for the introduction. He really summed up everything really well, and across the board all the rationale that we had while we were talking about this. You know, a byproduct of it and the climate that we're coming out of post-COVID is there's a lot of talk about mental health and support for students and staff in the education setting. And that's one of the things I think this schedule adjustment provides on top of all the academic reasons that the superintendent has shared. But there's times for families to be able to connect. There's times for people to have those mental breaks and really kind of take care of themselves on that front as well. It's always a pleasure to work with the superintendent and the district and their team on these creative ideas. And I think this is another example of Lansing leading the way educationally and program-wise, not just in this region, but across the whole state. So it's just an honor to be a part of that process. I'd like to introduce Director of Special Populations, Sergio Keck, who's also going to say a few words about this.
Good afternoon. This is a special moment to be in front of you and to share with the community what the superintendent has said already and what the president of the union has said. Definitely, without the collaboration of the teacher union and the superintendent, this would not have been possible. So once again, both parties come together to support the families, the community, and the students of the Lansing School District. And for that, we're very thankful. Part of the area of supervision that I have is preschools. And this year, with the new superintendent, we became a universal preschool district, which I believe is the only one in the state of Michigan. And with that, we serve close to 500 students. So this decision of changing the times of the school days is going to impact a lot of little kids and families in this community. Not only that, we have classrooms that are for early childhood special education for little guys. So together, this is going to have an impact of close to 45 classrooms in the whole district, plus the K through 12. So you might think this is a small news, but the way we deliver instruction to our children in this community is so important. And if we can find barriers to stop interruptions, we're going to continue to work together to get that done. Now, specifically, why at the preschool level this is so important, we have Angela Berry with us, who is the preschool supervisor that can be more helpful in the details of why this is so important. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I'm kind of coming in with that early childhood lens. And what we know about young children is that they really thrive best with consistency and a routine. So having these 4 consistent days of school in a row before breaking for the weekend is really, really important for our students. And our teachers are always intentionally planning lesson plans to individualize instruction for students. And so by having 4 days in a row, we're continuing with that instruction without that break in between. So it's going to be very beneficial for our staff, our students, and our families.
We have classrooms in the school district for universal preschools, like we have over 30 classrooms, and then we have early childhood special ed classrooms also that we have over 10 classrooms. So you put those two together and we have approximately 45 classrooms that we deliver instruction to 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. In addition to that, we have young 5s and we have kindergarten. So our early childhood pathway through the district has a lot of different options, and the community is aware of it. And every time we have a chance to say it and repeat it, the better, so people enroll in our schools. Okay?
What do you hope the benefits are for this early education being 4 days in a row?
Well, the hope is, first of all, no interruption during the middle of the week. We were once kids, we once went to school, and now we all have professional jobs, and we know that Wednesday is a day that we have to work very hard. And Wednesday is a day that kids have to learn very hard. So putting that in the middle of the week caused a lot of, imagine when a 4-year-old that has never been in school first comes to school on a Monday, We work with the child and the family to get them to a routine, and then they go home for a whole day on Wednesday. When they come back on Thursday, they have another Monday. And that's what we're trying to get rid of Mondays, because nobody likes Mondays. Okay? So that's one of the reasons.
Hi, Sarah Lear, WKAR. Will there be any effects on the budget from the change?
I'm going to let the superintendent speak about that.
A great question. It's budget season, a couple blocks away. No, the great thing about this change is it doesn't really affect the budget, because the idea of where you put the day off, it doesn't really affect how you're funding it. What it does affect, of course, is just how the students learn and when the teachers do their planning. But all of these changes, it really won't affect it. The only way that maybe it will, and I mean, maybe we'll save a couple of dollars, is on the Monday and Tuesday where the teachers are remote professional development. Maybe I'll save on electric bills, but other than that, it doesn't really affect much in terms of the budget. It's just the right thing for kids, the right thing for the adults, and it's really a zero cost. So, yeah.
How many professional development days are there typically in a school year?
Sure. So I'll actually defer to our wonderful union president, because he can tell you all about the professional development days.
Thank you. We have 7. We follow the state mandate or state guidelines of district provided professional development that we can count those hours, 30 of those hours towards contact time. So we have 7 of those days built in throughout the school year.
Anything else?
All right, thanks, everybody. People are around for interviews. Thank you.
Yeah, this is great. We really appreciate you guys coming out.